Settled next to the Willamette River, Autzen Stadium is a jewel in the Pacific Northwest, and the flock of Ducks that call it home have made this one of the most challenging places for any team to come calling. What a game and what potential drama we have in store. You've seen this script before. Top 10 team goes into a cauldron of emotion on the road and just hopes to be able to get out and tell about it. As we'll see the number 8 team in the country, the Texas Longhorns, taking on the 13th ranked team in the land, the Oregon Ducks. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. The Longhorns will put total leather to crank us up. And he's coming out of the end zone. He stopped short of the 20 at the 19 and probably wishes he'd just taken the touchback. Bunch formation for these receivers. The give to the tailback. Tried to move that pile forward. He maybe gets 2. He's down at the 21. When you reach this point in the season, these types of games, top 25 matchups, really determine whether you're going to be a contender.
Yeah, and really show what you're going to be the rest of the season. How are you going to finish strong throughout the season? You know, the first part of the season, now getting to the middle of the season, Palmer, getting a chance to show what you're about so you can finish strong.
It's a resume builder, no doubt about it. And really, there's been so much anticipation building up to this top 25 matchup. So which team can control their emotions, I think, goes a long way in who wins this one.
This running back just doesn't go down easily. It's just difficult for defenses to get him on the ground. Not overly huge, but if I'm an offensive coordinator, I'm going to continue to find ways to feature him. And just, yeah, you know what? Let his talent do the rest.
They'll need 3 yards here on 3rd down to keep this opening drive alive. They'll try to get it through the air. That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on 3rd down.
Well, they try to throw for it there on 3rd down on the opening drive of the game. They don't get it, but let's punt the ball away. Let's trust our defense. And, guys, let's also trust this home field advantage and the crowd to get loud and make it real difficult on our opponent.
And the Ducks will punt this one away. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. And the returner is stopped. This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. Hold it, finds his man on the left. Turns it on down the left side. The 20. Touchdown, Texas! And once he found daylight, it was Katie bar the door, baby.
Number 7.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
7, Oregon, 0.
On the move from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17.
Will take over 1st and 10.
And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm, got off the field really, really quickly. They need to put something together here, Palmer.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive, so they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this one.
Hey, just a great job by the defense. First down, the whole menu's open to the offense. They try to slip in the screen pass. They see it right away, get them on the ground for no gain.
That first down was rather unproductive. Let's see what they've got on second down from the 16. Moore will throw. He's got his man. No chance to run, but still a good gain.
The quick passing game does several things. One, it doesn't let the pass rush get you. Those great defensive linemen, the ball's coming out so fast they can't get there. And then what else? It gets me ahead of the sticks. I don't have to worry about getting in long yardage and predictable situations.
So what do they have for third and short from their own 23? Motion from the offense. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. Snap from the gun on third down. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete.
Defense did a great job. Third and short on the opponent's side of the field. They're expecting quick throw. Everybody, they dug their heel on the ground. They're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
Gets it away, good distance, but more importantly, just the direction he wanted. And here comes the Texas offense back on the field. Boy, that last touchdown, the one-play quick strike scored. Jesse, this offense hoping to keep that kind of explosiveness going.
And I don't know if they're going to get the same looks defensively because of just how explosive that play was, Reese. David, they may be seeing a little bit more off coverage on this drive and maybe some softer boxes to run into.
And when you make that kind of explosive play, you're going to put the defense on its heels. They're going to be a little bit more conservative. So this offensive approach now, maybe I don't have to go deep. I can go a little bit shorter and just make those easy plays underneath.
Throws to the wideout. And they won't be able to connect downfield, looking for a big-time play.
I think for the quarterback, he's going to have to be so good with his eyes in this game. You're going up against one of the best defenses in the country. You've got to look guys off, especially when you're trying to throw to your primary target like he was on that last one.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have enough for the first down.
Really nice job on third down by this offense. This offense has struggled on third downs throughout the season. Not even in the top 50, but you know what? When you make it third and short, when you have the run-pass option and you're not predictable, you can be more successful. So let's see if this offense can continue to put themselves in good positions.
Good pick up there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41.
Well, right away after picking up a first down, they go right back to their playmaker at running back. And I love the push they got up front, getting a hat on a hat, opening a huge hole for the back.
And you become so hard to defend when you can run the football successfully on first down. You're starting like that. Now what opens up? Play action. Now you're making me play pass and run. This offense, if they can create that run physicality, now it opens up everything else.
Back to throw, it's Ewers. Feeling the heat as he lets it go. Oh, and it's a pick. He threw it right into the double coverage. Trying to take it back. He's out of bounds, showing off the hands on the pick, and then the nifty moves on a terrific return. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
The Ducks in the hurry up. He wants to throw here on second down. Finds his man down the middle. And he's tripped up, but not before picking up the first down.
Man, it's nice having a QB that is going to hang in there. You could tell, hanging in there, he knows he's going to get hit, right? If I'm going to get hit, I might as well make a completion. Great job hanging in there, throwing the football on target and getting the completion.
Give to the running back. Nice move to keep running. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop. Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. He's looking to throw. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion?
Well, you know what they say, tips lead to picks. And the offense there, lucky that one wasn't intercepted.
The defense trying to get a stop on 3rd down from the 44. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. Takes it from the gun on 3rd down. And that pass is intercepted. Taking it the other way. He's at the 10. And he's going to score on the interception. Touchdown, Longhorns!
And they come up with a huge pick 6, and that is one of the reasons this defense has been so dominant all season long. They don't give up big plays, but they take the football away. And once they do, they've got better athletes than you do. They're hard to bring down. They can flip the game on a dime.
0.
And he's coming out of the end zone. He only needs a sliver of daylight. He's on the loose. And there he goes. He will score. Touchdown, Ducks. Well, maybe they thought if they kicked it into the end zone that he wouldn't dare bring it back. Instead, he just dared them to tackle him. And the fake, and he wants to throw. He makes the grab in the end zone. They must have seen something on film as they turn the fake into the 2-point conversion. They're just about to boot it away full of energy after housing that last kickoff. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make... One final play before the end of the quarter. To throw, it's Iamaleava. Receiver looks it in, it's complete. They make the stop, and that's how the first quarter will end.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Texas 14, Oregon 8.
First down to start the drive after the break. On the run, it's Baxter. They finally make the stop, but the big run is plenty to move those sticks for the first down.
And here we go. If you're an offense, you got to get that ground game going so you can have some balance, and then you give it to your quarterback, Palmer, and let him make some plays down the field later on.
Yeah, exactly. And coming into this game, this offense knew they were going to have to some way, somehow, at least establish a semblance of a running game for exactly what you just said. You got to be able to use play-action pass later in this game to get some explosive plays down the field. And it's a play like that we just saw, which can help them get that going.
They'll try again on second down after the incompletion. They go to the draw. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
You know, you got to be careful when you're running the draw play because you're hoping those defensive ends get way up the field, thinking it's pass. It didn't happen that time, and the defense was able to get a negative play.
Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on third down. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. And they'll miss the connection here on third down.
As a quarterback, this is going to be a very tough game. You're going up against one of the top 20 units in the entire country. They know who your primary target is. They're going to be keying on him just like they did that last time, forcing the incompletion.
A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines, not his best work.
Runs out of bounds.
And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. They'll crank up this drive with the pass. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. They finally get him stopped, but what a good job by that front wall to set up the screen and create some lanes for their running back.
That's a really nice looking throw. And when I think about the Ducks offense, I think about explosive plays, right? In the running game, but also in the passing game. I feel like if this team is going to win the conference, they need this guy here to be able to make throws like that on a consistent basis. But I'll tell you, he really gives them a chance. He makes this offense go.
Yeah, and a great job by the offensive line, seeing the blitz, picking it up, and then it's on the running back. Running back finds the hole, gets a little bit of a crease, makes a nice run at it.
Quarterback checking off. The give to the back. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Man, how about the timing of the linebacker on the blitz to get in the backfield and get the tackle for loss?
Is there anything better for a linebacker than to run on a blitz and nobody's home except the back?
Such a great feeling when the Moses parts the Red Sea and the hole opens up and you go fill it.
Got it in the middle. It's Robinson. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop.
One of the things I love about this defense is they just have such great awareness, and they're always communicating. They understood the down and distance. They knew exactly what they needed to do to make the tackle to force the punt. That is so well done.
They'll go with a direct snap. The Ducks get the first down.
And I like this. I like aggressiveness, especially early in ball games. Set the tone. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to play four-down football. Nowadays, it makes a lot of sense. You see it with analytics. Go for it, even if it's in your own territory.
And the Ducks are on the move. They're going to ride this running back. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
You know, defensively, you live by the blitz and you die by the blitz. That time, they dialed it up into the run play, and the linebacker able to make a nice tackle.
Couldn't get him blocked on that last one. Now it's 2nd and 14. And they're not quite in rhythm there. It's incomplete. Seventh play of the drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down.
Every defense in the country talks about getting offenses in predictable 3rd and long situations where I can bring on more speedsters, and I know the pass is coming, so I can have more success.
Fair catch, called for and made. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. Scanning the field, it's Iamaleava. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. It's complete on the right side. Tackle is made, but not until he gets the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. He's looking to throw it. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. 2nd down coming.
Man, and that's a big missed opportunity for the running back. I'm trying to find ways to feature this guy and get him the football in space and not just hand it to him all the time. And tell you what, I'm a lot less likely to find those plays if he can't reel in those catches.
He's brought down. Solid pickup, but a little bit short of the first down.
That's a bang-bang play, 3-step slant. They rep this over and over in practice so they can go out and execute it on game day like that.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. Caught near the sticks. It's McCray. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line.
And this has got to be so demoralizing for this defense right now, having given up multiple first downs on this drive. Somebody on defense has to step up, make a play, and stop the bleed.
The Longhorns will snap it on 1st and 10. The aerial assault continues. Pressure coming. Had to throw it before he wanted. Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
Well, the offensive line has got to give him at least a little bit of time to survey the field. He had no chance that time, getting hit almost immediately after he got the ball.
He'll try it again on 2nd and 10. Fires deep toward the end zone. And it's caught! Touchdown, Texas!
Touchdown. Texas.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
Texas 21, Oregon 8.
And he's going to try to return this one. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. Running out of time here in the first half, and they do have a chance to make this a one-possession game.
And so you got to locate your best players and get them the football on this drive. You're down in the game. There's obviously a lot of football left, David, but on this drive, in this 2-minute situation, best players got to touch the ball.
And this could get into pressing mode, right? Like you go into the half down a couple of scores, it starts to, the pressure really mounts. Good opportunity to take some of that pressure off, get some momentum, energize this squad going into halftime.
That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble.
Well, this defense felt coming into the game that if he was going to try to throw from the pocket, they could get to him and affect his accuracy, and they did on that last play.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. He's going to let it go. And he's got it at the 25. And the tackle is made, but not before that completion gets them 30-plus. What a tough break for the defense. You get a hand on the football, and they still make a big play.
Man, how difficult is that? The ball is deflected. To be able to keep your eyes on the football, continue to concentrate. The fortuitous bounce, Reese. A nice break to him. Makes the catch, makes the big play down the field.
There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. Going to work on 2nd down, and the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that 1st down. Moore to the air. He's got it. Goes out of bounds, but they'll be set up with a 1st and goal.
It's obviously huge to make the catch, but give that receiver credit. Nice spatial awareness, knowing where he is on the field to make sure that he's in bounds when he secures the catch.
And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Oregon!
And that's a nice drive, a nice physicality, punching it in with the run game. And here's the thing, I like where this offense is going. Nice job creating some momentum, going into the half, cutting down the lead. This thing could get...
It's a fake. The kicker wants to throw it. He makes the catch in the end zone, and that trickery works to perfection for the 2. So they got the touchdown, and as they kick off, really important for the defense to shut them down here. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. The Longhorns sending the offense back onto the field. They've got some time to work with here, Jesse, and if they get a 1st down, they might really get aggressive.
I'd be aggressive right out of the gate. I'd be throwing for a 1st down. If I get it, then it's pedal to the metal. I'm in that 2-minute mode to try to score a touchdown and get a field goal.
But I do think this is a situation where you also have to understand that I have the lead going into the half. I've got the momentum, so don't do anything stupid here.
We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Last incompletion leaves them still sitting at their own 25 with 2nd and 10. Defense playing a bail technique. On second down, he'll try to make the connection. Quarterback moving. He'll throw one to his right. It's complete. A huge pickup. And they're getting it rolling with that play to the 42-yard line. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call. That big play is just what they needed. Now they have it 1st and 10 just outside the 40. Dropping back, it's Iamaleava. Going back to the well, another deep ball. And they won't make the connection, looking to make a big play there.
Well, you wonder if the defense has started to figure it out finally here. In the first half, this guy has been absolutely lighting you up, and finally they get some bodies back there anticipating the QB to look his way to force an incompletion.
On second down, just keeps firing. He'll pull it down and run. They'll use a timeout right before halftime, maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Pulls it in. Just outside the red zone as they pick up the first down. They'll spot it at the 22. The offense burns its 3rd and final timeout of the half. The defense calls the timeout, and that's their last one of the half. And in the final seconds of the first half, they'll send out the field goal unit. Doesn't have a straight-on shot here. He'll kick it from the left hash and 39 yards out. He got it. And the field goal to end the half takes us to halftime. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. The Ducks will line up to kick off and start the second half. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Texas offense. They got plenty done through the air in the first half, and we'll see if they even need to look for balance as we start the third quarter.
Well, and I think defensively, you understand, like the running game isn't a big part of the plan. I wonder how they adjust and play more coverage to this pass-happy offense.
Yeah, so you're going to have to be ready if you're a quarterback then. You're probably going to see some different coverages. You might see a little bit more blitz in the second half as well, so you have to know where your answers are.
They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, running back gets to give. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Dropping back, it's Iamaleava. He's got it down the middle. Brings him down at the 48. It's a gain of 15 and a first down. That big pickup on what they call the drag route, but if you hit it on time, you can hit the turbo boosters.
And you've got to be accurate on the throw too, Reese. Nice job by the QB there, putting it out in front of his receiver to make an easy catch and then advance it.
Unloads to the wideout. And the ball is picked off. Looking for more room. The 20. He'll finally go out of bounds, but he was showing off all the skills after that interception.
And that's just excellent coverage. Man, cover one, nowhere to throw the football. Look at everybody playing man across the board. You still got the safety in the middle of the field. Nobody open, and if I'm the QB, man, I don't need to force it. I don't force it into tight windows if it's not there. He throws it, unfortunately, gets the interception. Bad decision by the QB there.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. The Ducks want to pick up the tempo. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. Off the play fake. Fires to the right. And that is incomplete. And guys, they really need to take advantage of this field position on 3rd and long. Wide out in motion. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Pulls it in the end zone. Touchdown, Ducks! Well, just as you would expect, that didn't take very long.
It didn't, Reese. You've got to make great field position count. When you've got opportunities, you got to pay it off. The offense took advantage, scoring a touchdown. Didn't have far to go, but they got the points they needed.
Snap it to the back. He's into the end zone. Two-point conversion is good, and we've got a tie game. Quick strike offense on that three-play scoring drive. And the score comes on a 17-yard throw for the touchdown. All tied up and just about set to kick it away. You'll call for the fair catch here. And here come the horns. They've got it again on offense. One of the most valuable things a quarterback can have, David, short-term memory. Just forget that last pick.
You're dang right. Clear the mechanism. It's over, move it behind you. Some players can't do that real well, and it leads to more mistakes, Jesse. You got to just forget about it and move on.
And I think the coaching staff can help him too, David. I think you can get the running game going here and also give him some easy throws.
They'll go to the ground. Oh, he left him grabbing. Really putting together a threat now. They get the first. It's at the 37.
How about that play by the speed back? We hear about speed backs, and he's not the guy that runs in between the tackles. But let me tell you something. When you're trying to catch a guy like that and you're running full speed with everything you have, a lot of times you're just trying to get him to the ground, and you're not trying to put a good shot on him, and then all of a sudden they're breaking tackles. Great job by that young man.
I never know if it's grammatically correct to say a team is being out-physicaled. You hear it a lot in football, though. That's happening in this game. They are just not getting the push they need all game long up front to have any success when they decide to run it.
They're bringing heat. Makes the grab. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play.
And after giving up that completion, guys, I wonder if the defense is going to decide to stay in zone or maybe mix things up, a little more man coverage, maybe blitz.
The Longhorns have it with a 1st and 10. Pulls it and fires to the left. Touchdown, Longhorns! They take the lead with the 6.
And this receiver is on fire. He's got all the skills that you look for in a big-time target. And that's already his 2nd touchdown of the game.
And now they'll empty the backfield for the 2-point try. Back to throw, it's Iamaleava. And wings it incomplete.
Well, every coordinator has a couple of 2-point plays in his back pocket. They dialed one up there, they didn't get it. Let's see how that affects the outcome of this one.
On the run from inside his own 5. And the returner will be dragged down. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went well, Palmer. They executed and got the touchdown.
And they really were in a nice rhythm as well. And I'd love to see that here on the next drive, too. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything seems to be working, and you seem to have this defense on their heels.
That last completion sets them up on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Feeling some heat. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
This defense has a lot of speed, especially in the secondary, and you saw that speed. That defender got to that receiver so quick, and because of the hit, incomplete pass.
Now the defense will try to keep them on this end on 3rd and short from the 21. From the gun, wants to pass. And the ball is intercepted. Got room on the return. And he's going to run it all the way back. Touchdown, Texas!
Number 6.
Really nice drive by this offense. This is a top 10 defense. This is a challenge. They're going to make everything difficult. So when you can make some plays against this defense, you got to absolutely take advantage, create some momentum for your squad. Nice drive by this offense.
No backs with the quarterback as they line up for the 2. Dropping back, it's Iamaleava. Looking to convert the 2, and he will not. The defense gets to him with the sack. They're about to kick it away, and the defense probably can't wait to get back out there after the pick 6. The returner will field it and try to get some field position. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick 6, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick 6 and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out and not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Fired that thing out in a heartbeat, but it's incomplete.
Is incomplete. 3rd down coming up.
3rd down, and this offense is already in a world of trouble. They could really use a conversion, not to mention multiple scores. Direct snap. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35.
And they may have caught the defense snapping there a little bit, David, maybe expecting pass on that 3rd down, but because of the back's effort now, fresh set it down.
And it's so nice to have a guy that you can give the football in these 3rd down situations and feel confident you're going to continue to move the sticks.
Coming after it. And the defense gets to the quarterback.
When it's a play-action pass, that quarterback, he really has to sell the fake. He can't tell his offensive lineman's getting beat right away while he's selling the fake. He had no shot.
Moore will throw. Time to take a shot. And that's going to be incomplete. Going for broke on 2nd down, but 3rd down's coming up.
Quarterback has got to just settle down and take a breath. Threw a bad pick last drive, almost threw another one on that last play. He's got to regain his focus.
On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the 1st down marker.
Nice job by the defense there on 3rd and long, just sitting back and keeping everything in front of them. They give up an easy completion, but because they were able to rally and make the tackle, now they set up 4th.
On 4th down, he'll try to toss it. Fires to the wideout. And the incomplete pass turns it over in their own end.
Man, defensively, this is beautiful. You want them to be aggressive. You got to continue to get stops. You got the lead. Now you give the ball back to your offense again with a chance to salt this away here in the 2nd half.
This offensive line better figure out a plan for this D tackle. He is tough to block with one guy. You might want to start double teaming him. He's going to be a problem moving forward. You saw all of his ability on that last play.
Throws to the wideout. He's open on the right. Now he's got it all the way down to the 21-yard line, and they are threatening on 1st down.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter of play. With the score, Texas 36, Oregon 24.
Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Comes out throwing on 1st down. Makes the grab. It's Bond. They'll finally put the brakes on him at the 3. A big throw, catch and run on that one. He's been so locked in, it seems like any pass called is a guaranteed chunk play.
Yeah, and winning late like this in the ball game, keep trusting him, keep spinning. You know why? Because
touchdown Longhorns! Made the snag and strolled his way into the end zone. They put another score on the board as they try to push this winning streak to 3.
It's another good decision by the quarterback. You've got to be impressed here. On that one, he finds his tight end, but all game long, whether it's receivers or running backs or tight ends, wherever the best one-on-one matchup has been, he's been able to take advantage of it, and that's why they've been able to score so many points.
Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. What a turn that last drive was. Didn't pick up the fourth down, and it led to the scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and those are frustrating because you think you might get points and then your defense gives up points. This has got to be a complementary football type deal. The offense now needs to provide a little spark and give this defense some hope.
No doubt, David. They got to turn the page, and they've got to play with a little bit more urgency here, knowing they've got to get that one back and put a good drive together.
Getting some heat. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Another hit on the quarterback. All day long, this defense has been able to pin their ears back and get after this guy, and because of that, he's never gotten into a rhythm throwing the football, and that's why they find themselves trailing here late in the fourth quarter.
And how about that DB getting a hand in there and forcing the incomplete pass? And the Ducks headed quickly to the line. Receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Looking to throw it again. Trying to get to him. Another incompletion on third down.
The offense came into this game knowing that for them to win, they were going to have to make some big plays throwing the football. That just has not been the case. Here in the fourth quarter, they've been held to less than 200 passing yards, and that's really the story of the game, guys.
Shoots it to the left. Can't complete the long throw, and the defense gets off the field on fourth down.
Listen, with the aggressiveness of offenses and taking chances, a lot of times it's going to put your defense in a hole. And this defense is going to have to come through in the clutch right here because you're trailing. They can't get more scores. They got to get a stop on this possession, and the offense is going to have to do better than they just did.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. On first down, here comes this offense. The give to the left side. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there.
And with a lead like they have here in the fourth quarter, no question this offense is going to continue trying to pound the rock. They're going to run the football and try to ice this game.
This offense has a second down play. Into the open. The 20. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Texas! And the route is on. They want to finish the season strong, and man, are they doing that here in this Week 11 performance. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. North Carolina is putting on an offensive clinic. They've built a big lead, and this one is approaching blowout territory. They're up by 15 over Texas A&M. We promise to keep you posted on what goes down in this exciting college football matchup.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Got his man. And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end.
And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play because I'm not sure that route was supposed to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the first down.
And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Well, the defense really stepped up in this game. They knew they had to slow down this passing attack. They knew they had some matchups they were going to have to win one-on-one. They've been able to do that, and as a result, they haven't allowed two.
He lets one fly deep. And he throws his third pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. Bringing it back. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception. That's why you love veterans in this defense. They stay locked in on their rules, and he made the pick. So now the Longhorns take over, and they'll send out the offense.
Here we go.
This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute with.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
They want that clock to run. And maybe they want to try somewhere else because there is nothing doing in the middle of this defense.
Great job of contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened there.
Unloads to the wideout. And the missed connection on third down.
And that is a frustrating possession for this offense. You wanted to run the football, maybe take some time. You did the opposite. Got in a bad situation, threw the football, stopped the clock. Not how you manage a game late in the fourth quarter.
And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here, too. How does he fight through adversity after that last drive?
Yeah, clear the mechanism, move on. That's a part of it, right? If you're going to be a great player, you got to learn how to handle these mistakes and move on.
First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. We hit the 2-minute warning, and this offense is desperate to make something happen and do it in a hurry. Lining up from the 34 on first down. Looking to move it through the air. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. Handoff from the shotgun. At the 45 on his way. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. The Ducks come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Moore to the air. Wide open downfield. Touchdown, Oregon! And they take it in for 6 more points.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. If this quarterback gets through his progression...
Oh, now the kicker's going to throw it. Throw to the end zone. It's picked off. Past the 50. The 30. Running inside the 20. Oh, it's out. The deficit is huge. This one is all but over, but they'll keep trying and line up for the onside kick. Not much drives more anxiety than waiting to see if the hands team can corral the onside kick, and they do. So Texas has it again, and here comes the offense. With this big cushion they're working with, Jesse, they're ready to send these fans toward the exits.
And you know the coaching staff has got to be so happy with how this offense has been able to come out here on the road, fight the crowd noise, and execute at such a high level, Dave.
Yeah, just dominate the football game. And now, listen, it's mode where I can run the football, run out the clock, watch this game go to zeros and get the dub.
I'll tell you, the defense is going to have to do a much better job containing these outside run plays. They better be able to funnel the football back to the middle of the field because this guy with his speed can kill you like he did on that outside run play there to the left.
It's reverse.
You got to give the coaching staff credit because they really do focus all season long on situational football with the lead late in the game. If we're on offense, we're trying to stay in bounds. We're trying to bleed the clock. And after ripping off a really nice run, that guy knew, I've got to get down. I cannot get pushed out of bounds, cannot get tackled out of bounds. Really, really nice job.
That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5.
As a quarterback, you've got to know in this area of the field, it's tough to throw, right? The windows, they open and close so quickly when you get down to the red zone. What helps you is running the football, but that's tough today because you're going up against one of the top 25 defenses stopping the run.
Quick catch on third down. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these third down situations.
On second and goal, they go right back to it. And they'll find their way back to the line of scrimmage, and now it's time to find their way back to the locker room as this game is over. Well, this was an offensive showcase out there today. We thought it would be a high-scoring game, and it certainly delivered.
If you love offense, then you love this type of game. Both offenses going up and down the field, seemingly at will, throwing the ball, running the ball. But, David, I feel like if